Shalom friends, Josh Haston here. I'm in the beautiful studios of ARUTZ SHEVA, Israel National News in downtown Jerusalem. And today we are talking about AFJS, American Friends of Judea and Samaria. And who better to discuss AFJS than the one and only Kosher Guru, Gabriel Boxer. If you're not familiar with Gabriel, open your Instagram, open your social media, and you will see Gabriel all over the place. He does not stop night and day talking about Israel, getting the truth out there about the land of Israel. And we'll get more to the kosher part of it in just a few minutes, but it's an honor to have you, Gabriel, here in studio.
Thank you, Josh, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Gabriel, where do you live back in the States?
I live in Hewlett, New York, what's called the Five Towns area on Long Island.
Let's start with Kosher Guru. Okay, Gabriel Boxer transforms into Kosher Guru, has this big online presence, promoting kosher establishments in the United States and around the world, really, right?
Yes, so I started off as a 15-year-old kid working in the food industry, worked my way up for many years between catering companies, supermarkets, producing food. The social media exploded in the world. I said, this is exciting, this is fun, I got to get involved in it. Needed a name, kosher. I'm not a rabbi, I got no smicha, so for $1.99 I became a guru. Kosher Guru was then formed and born. And I love sharing my kosher experiences, sharing my kosher travel, kosher products, kosher restaurants, programs, travel, anything living a kosher lifestyle. That's what I'm all about, and that's what I love sharing with the world.
But it's expanded way beyond that as a result of the realities of the situation here in Israel. You moved on from just talking about kosher, and I still see your posts sharing about the wonderful restaurants we have here in Israel, as a result of the October 7th massacre. And you've been using your platform over the last 9 months, I can't believe it's been 9 months, in order to get the truth out about what's going on here in Israel. You've traveled the country, you've met with soldiers, you've hosted events, and you actually went into Gaza. Tell us about your experiences since October the 7th.
So I do have to back up just a little bit because it actually started before October 7th. Being a proud Jewish Zionist living in America, the past few years have been very, very scary. Unfortunately, under the current administration in Israel, it's become less safe for Jews. I grew up in Queens, New York, so as a proud Jew, I traveled the subways, the buses, always with my yarmulke, walking the streets of Manhattan, over New York City, being a proud Jew, never worried. It wasn't until recently that I became frightened and afraid to wear my yarmulke, to be Jewish in public. And I said, this is not right. I did not grow up like this. This is not the country that I was born in. This is not the country that I am a citizen of, and it's got to stop. So started sharing being a proud Jew in New York, in the United States, then spending last summer here in Israel, getting to know and become part of AFJS, then spending with my family the Chagim here, then October 7th happened. And it's a whole new reality for so many of us. And I said, no, it's got to stop. The world has to know the truth. We open up our social media. I enjoy Instagram, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, whatever it is. I saw the vile hatred, the vile lies that are being spread by so many people around the world against the Jewish people, against Israel, against America, against the truth. And I said, we have to speak up. If not me, someone else. But we all have that power to speak up. And I said, I am going to take my platform and use my platform for good and share what I believe. And I believe is correct and the right thing to do and the truth out there.
And not only are you sharing the truth, but under the AFJS umbrella and other umbrellas, you have been putting your money where your mouth is. You've been making a huge impact in helping the soldiers on the front lines and helping the residents who are displaced and really helping all of the residents here in the state of Israel. Tell us a little bit about the initiatives. Let's start with the AFJS portion.
So AFJS does amazing things. I'm proud that I became a board member of American Friends of Judea Samaria, got to meet and become very close friends with Yigal Dilmoni, Rafi Lazarowitz, who was one of the founders with Yigal. We actually went to yeshiva together over 20 years ago, haven't spoken to each other in many, many years. And it's funny, at the ARUTZ SHEVA conference last year in Manhattan after the Israeli Day Parade, Rafi and I reunited. He told me about this organization, AFJS, that he has, and he was coming to Israel for the summer. I was going to be here for the summer. I said, we got to hook up, get together. Went on some beautiful trips with American Friends of Judea Samaria, saw the importance of changing the narrative, explaining to the world what Judea Samaria is, the importance of Judea Samaria to Israel, to the Jewish people, and to the integrity and the safety of all of Israel and all of its citizens living here in Israel, I said, I want to be part of this amazing educational organization. We need to tell the world and share the realities and truth on the ground about Judea Samaria. Then, of course, October 7th happens, and everybody is more or less scrambling to help and do their part. I unfortunately never joined the IDF. I am not a soldier on the ground. I am a soldier for the Jewish people. We all are and can be with what we could do. October 7th at night, I hit the stores. We started buying food for our soldiers, supplies for our soldiers. We bought battery packs, camelbacks, all kinds of rain gear and other items that they needed, because all of a sudden, that day, hundreds of thousands of people, within the next few days, hundreds of thousands of people got called up to Miluim, got called up to the reserve duties. They dropped whatever they were doing around the country, around the world, came back, ran straight to their bases without having the proper time to prepare properly. So they ran, and without having, let's say, certain necessities that they needed. We traversed so many different places around the country to bring soldiers at their bases, at their campsites, in the Otef Aza, going in, bringing them food, supplies, non-tactical items, from camelbacks to rain gear to t-shirts, undershirts, socks, basic necessities, food. Then, over the course of the past 9 months, AFJS realized that there are many units in the IDF that could use drones to help them save soldiers' lives. This past week, just a few days ago, I met a unit that was trained with drones, and they explained to us the importance of what the drones do on a daily basis in Gaza and how they're going to use it in Lebanon that saves their lives. And yes, I was one of maybe 2 or 3 people that got an ishur to go into Gaza to meet. I met with Sanchanim Unit 646 in Khan Yunis.
The paratroopers. The
paratroopers unit 646. Which is a mobility unit, a specialized unit, to see how they're using drones on a daily basis. With Rafi ARUTZ and Yigal Dimoni, we donated 2 drones to them that day, and over the course of weeks after, donated many more drones to that unit, because I saw firsthand how these drones are saving the lives of our IDF soldiers. It's also saving the lives of the people in Gaza. They don't even realize it's on both sides.
So people need to know, first of all, go to afjs.org and go to the Emergency Drones Campaign. That's number 1. But what else can people do? Number 1, donate drones, that's for sure. What else can people do? You have a lot of passion, you have a lot of excitement. You've been to Israel how many times since October 7th? 7, 8 times? You've been here?
A lot, and for weeks at a time, on and off of the past 9 months.
And somebody who's watching this back in the United States, what can they do? What would you recommend the top priority to get involved to help save lives here in Israel, in addition to the drones?
I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
I was just with AFJS this past Thursday. We went to go visit the Pina Chama at in the Gush, at Somet Gush over there.
Right, I'll explain. That's just the cozy corner. It's a place where soldiers who are off duty, it's where they come to relax a little bit, have a cold drink, have a meal before they have to go back to duty.
Went to go volunteer a little bit, help out. We met 2 older women from Beit Shemesh who really drive once or twice a week to spend hours at a time volunteering. And a few soldiers came up to me to thank me. One, who actually lives in your community, came up to me, had no idea that he knew anybody, Americans coming in.
Right.
He was actually injured in a training incident 3 weeks ago. He came to see a few of his friends who were in the area, and he said to me, he says, "You have no idea what you do for us. When we spend weeks at a time in, and we come out of Gaza, and we see that fellow Jews from around the world are hosting a barbecue for us, are bringing us gifts, what that does to us, that shows the Jewish support from around the world, we might write it off as people living, in the diaspora around the world, whether we're in the U.S., Canada, South America, Europe, Australia, wherever we're living. Does it really make a difference? Is it a big deal? Let me tell you something. When I had this soldier almost in tears crying to me, what an impact it made on him and his fellow soldiers when they come in and they see Jews from around the world who care for them, and they're there making them barbecues, bringing them gifts. To me, if that's what I could do, and it made such a difference and made such an impact on these chayalim, on these IDF soldiers, I'm going to continue doing it. You around the world could continue doing it. You could help sponsor, you could help come to Israel, volunteer at some of these events, volunteer bringing gifts to soldiers. We even brought gifts and made a carnival recently for evacuees from Kiryat Shimona, a community who was living in, they were displaced in quite a few different hotels, but a hotel that they were in, the Atron Hotel, we made a carnival for their kids this past week as well. There is so much we could do. Just do it. And I explained to you one of the reasons why I started doing what I'm doing on social media, because of the anti-Semitism that I've experienced and seen in the United States. And I'm telling you right now, the safest place for a Jew in the world, and I feel the safest, is here in Israel.
I could not agree with you more, Kosher Guru. And I want to give people some action items here before we wrap it up. But number one, go on to Instagram, go on to social media, and follow Kosher Guru. That's action item number one.
Thank you.
In no particular order. Number two, go to afjs.org and check out our thermal drones campaign. And as he described, Gabriel, Kosher Guru, it saves lives. It saves the lives of our soldiers. So you have to go to the campaign and donate today. Also, just a few events coming up right now on July 21st. Sunday, July 21st, we are going to have a special webinar with Avi Ablo, one of the top public diplomacy experts on Israel, and also MK Boaz Bismuth from the Likud Party, so you're not going to want to miss that. And also, if you're coming to Israel this summer, you do not want to miss the August 7th tour, Wednesday, August 7th, with the one and only tour guide and podcast host, Eve Harrow. That is going to be an amazing experience. So if you're coming to Israel looking for something meaningful, see how the whole situation down in Gaza is really connected to Judea and Samaria. It's all connected, folks. You're going to want to see that for yourself, so you can go online and sign up for that special tour. Any last thoughts, Kosher Guru?
I want to say, if I didn't meet last year members of the Yesha Council, members of AFJS, to get involved with Moetzet Yesha, with the Yesha Council and AFJS, as much as I love the land of Israel and love all the Jewish people and all of Israel, I would never have really understood the importance of Judea Samaria to the Jewish nation. I find it very, very important for everyone out there to contact AFJS. Even if you're not going to donate, contact them, go on the website, learn about what Judea Samaria really is, learn about the importance and the history of Judea Samaria. Get on, whether it's a Zoom webinar, if you could get to one of the day trips here, feel Judea Samaria, walk the ground that our forefathers walked, understand the importance to the security of all of Israel that Judea Samaria has, because this is where our safety is next. You think it's Gaza, you think it's Lebanon, in Israel, Judea Samaria is what we need to protect and keep Israel safe.
Thanks so much, Kosher Guru, and let's go get some lunch.
Let's go, Josh. We got some good places here to try.
So thanks so much. Make sure you go to afjs.org and check out all the programming, all the education activities, the tours, everything else going on. Signing off from Jerusalem, the beautiful studios here at ARUTZ SHEVA, Israel National News, in the heart of Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the state of Israel and the Jewish people. Shalom, shalom.